Okay, so we're going to run you through Williams. So Williams, as a pinball manufacturer, I think they're quite an iconic manufacturing company. They produce some amazing machines. The 90s really were just littered with pure gold coming from Williams. But a lot of customers ask us, you know, what about Williams? So they're Midway, are they Bally? So we've got a nice run of machines here. We've got Williams on Star Trek, for example. We've got Bally on Circus Voltaire and on Theatre of Magic. And we go right back to the early 80s with Bally on 8-Ball Deluxe Limited Edition here. So with the help of my trusty clipboard, because there's so many dates, I'm going to get confused. So I'm going to take you back in time to how it all started and how they became conglomerated. So we'll start off with Bally. They're actually the oldest company of the three. Founded in 1932, making amusement equipment basically. Most famously, as a video game manufacturer, they actually licensed Pac-Man. Pac-Man, as you probably know, was originally actually made by Namco, Japanese company, but they licensed it in 1980 and distributed it in the United States. Midway then, were founded in 1958, again an amusement machine manufacturer, and they were actually the US distributor for Space Invaders. So again, their history is in video games as well, and Space Invaders was 1978 that came out. And Bally and Midway conglomerated, and really Bally was the brand that was put on their pinball division. Now Williams, let's go back to Williams, and so Williams, they were founded in 1943 by Harry Williams and became Williams Electronics in 1994. And they actually acquired Bally and Midway in 1988. But Williams were also a video game manufacturer, most famously made Defender, made Robotron, some amazing video games. So all three companies really have a history not only in pinball but in video games as well. But in 1988, that was when they became one and used the multiple names. So we've just been looking at these here, and you've got Bally on the back box here, but you've got Williams Manufacturing actually on the play field, for example, on this. So you can sort of see the multiple brands coming across each of these. Really, Williams had some of the iconic games which are also attached to major technological advances. So if you go back to sort of solid state, so well, before solid state you had electromechanical machines, and we're going to cover that off in a separate video, so I won't explain that here. But then there was the move to solid state, which is basically chips on a PCB, and their first game, 1980, was Firepower. We've got an example here. 1981 was 8-Ball Deluxe. 1982 is this one here, which is the limited edition version of it. So we kind of, in our showroom, go right back, really. That's our oldest machine we've got here in 1982. And then the next major development was really going to DMD machines, which you can sort of see in each of these here, and obviously Circus Voltaire has got it underneath the back glass, actually above the playfield. That's a colour version. Again, I'll cover off DMDs and the colour versions in another video, but that was another major technological advance that Williams were involved in, and that was 1991 was their first machine, and that was Terminator 2. So hopefully that gives you a bit of a history of Williams, Bally, Midway, how they became conglomerated and became the amazing pinball manufacturer all the way through the 90s. Sadly, they came to their end in 2000. The last machines they made were actually Pinball 2000 machines, which actually had a monitor built into the back box which would shine down onto the playfield, and you have Revenge from Mars and Star Wars Episode 1 were their last two machines, and then sadly they went out of the pinball industry and concentrated on gambling machines thereafter. So that's the history, Bally, Williams and Midway, and how they all became one.